You know, I was following Mrs. Road Rage, and I think she went the other way. So, I guess I won't be following her. Ooh, now it's a race. Except I have to stop at the store. So it's not going to be a very good race. That mirror. What a beautiful day it was. I left my tackle box at the in-laws. Whoops. Oh well. It's the only place I fish anyway. They live on a private lake. It's gorgeous. I love it. We pull many fish out of there on many days. Today was not one of those days. I got completely skunked fishing, but it was so hot that I just completely was like, yeah, I'm not into it. I'm not sitting out here and burning up. It was like 90 something degrees. I made, I don't know, 8-10 casts and said forget it. So I got invited to a stopped and grabbed food the other day. Met a really nice guy and his wife. I got invited to their clubhouse. They're a local 1%er club, and really nice. I mean, we were just talking about bikes and stuff while I was picking up the food. I wasn't on the bike at the time. I was in the car because I had so much stuff to grab. I was grabbing food for the wife and me and both kids. So, but yeah, real nice. I mean, I'm not going to mention the name, but the guy was real nice. The wife was real nice. We stood outside and BS'd and talked about bikes and stuff like that. But that's just, I mean, that's not my thing anymore. Now, when I wouldn't say, well, I guess you'd say I was growing up. I was about 18. I was living with my buddy Jazz. When I was living with him outside of the Detroit area, there was another local 1%er club that, I mean, we had befriended, and I mean, at the time there, it was just, that place was hell where we were living. It was out of control. I mean, we saw, you know, and everybody thinks it's a joke, and yeah, it's funny, but we had gotten so used to, like, the drive-by shootings and stuff that we didn't even bother, unless they were aimed, like, in our direction, we didn't even really bother ducking or stopping our conversation if we were sitting outside. That's how bad this place was. We had, I saw 2 carloads of people get in an argument over who had the right of way to pull the drive-by on the house across the street from us first, and they were at each ends of the block yelling back and forth, well, he ripped me off for about $6,000 worth of crack, well, he stole this from me, and blah blah, and they were yelling, and he's like, well, I got an Uzi, and he's like, well, I got, you know, this, and he's like, I got an AK. So they had to decide who had the right of way to pull the drive-by first on the house across the street. That's how bad this place was. So one guy drove by, and, you know, one carload of guys drove by, and they shot the place up and kind of waved to the other guys, and they drove going the other way down the street, and they shot the place up. I mean, the neighbors got fed up, and they went through one night and firebombed a bunch of crack houses. This was back in the early 90s. They firebombed 11 crack houses in a 5-block radius in one night. There were 7 still in operation in that 5-block radius after they firebombed 11 of them. This was a tough-ass neighborhood. And where we lived, there was one house between us and the corner, and then just across the street on that corner was a big one percenter club around here, and we never had a problem with those guys. I mean, they always had your back, and I appreciate it to this day when I see those guys. When I see somebody wearing that cut come into work, you know, I let them know, hey, awesome, you know, thanks for helping a kid out, all that. But and they actually have a clubhouse in this area, and I'm not going to say any names, but we've ridden past it in this video. But they are 100% not on good terms with the people that invited me to their other clubhouse recently, and that's not something I want to get caught in the middle of. I mean, I have no affiliation with either club, but I mean, clubs to me like that, especially, you know, one percenter clubs, I'm way past that point in my life, and I just have no interest in getting involved in any of that. I mean, even back in the day, it was like, yeah, you know, we're cool, I appreciate it, you guys helped us out, we helped you out, you know, we watched your back, you watched ours, and that's appreciated. But that's about as far as it went. And I still see a lot of those guys, you know, come into my work, and I see a lot of guys from the club that invited me to the clubhouse coming into my work, and I just don't want to be, it's like, nope, I'm completely neutral on this one, you guys do whatever you got to do and take care of your business. I got no interest in it. So yeah, I appreciate the offer, and honestly, if the dude wanted to hang out, you know, maybe, I don't know, I still don't want to, I don't want to be in that situation where, you know, somebody that knows who I am and knows my background and everything else is like, oh, I saw, you know, I thought you were loyal to Club X, and I saw you hanging out with Club Y, and, you know, a dude from there, and what's up? And no, I'm not hanging out with, you know, anybody. If I see you in passing, that's cool. I'll shake your hand, I'll say hi, I'll ask how things are going, but I got no interest in it. But nice guys. I mean, everybody freaks out like, oh, one percenters, biker gang, you know, scary. Man, those guys are just like us. They're just like everybody else. They just choose to, I mean, they ride, they just choose to take their riding a different way. I mean, they involve other people, and there's a hierarchy, and there's politics involved with it, and I'm just not into that. Even a lot of riding clubs, I mean, not even like, you know, one percenter clubs and stuff like that. It's just not my, yeah, you want to stop, asshole? That's just not my thing. I'm past that point in my life where I got enough of my own bullshit to deal with. I don't need to deal with somebody else's, and then somebody else having a problem with me for who I choose to hang around with and stuff like that. But hey, if that's your thing, why is this guy driving down the center lane? What the hell are you doing? Well, there's another one for the bad driver file. Hey, are we a little toasty from the holiday weekend? Been out drinking a little bit, have we, sir? Couldn't figure out that you're not supposed to be between the yellow lines? But yeah, I mean, as far as clubs or anything like that, even like, you know, one of my really good friends, I mean, he's an Eagle rider with the Eagles Club. They do a lot of good. They do charity runs. They do everything else. But that's still, it's like, man, this is too much political, like, not obviously political stuff, but there's a lot of politics involved, if you know what I mean, with any kind of club. And it's just like, no, I just want to get out and ride. I don't want, you know, well, you need to be at this place at this time, or why weren't you here for this? And no, that's not my thing. That's why, I mean, other than the video that you see, it was on the old channel. It was me and my buddy Brendan. It had a Grom. We rode a little bit together, but the video of me and my neighbor with the Harley, he's got the blue Harley, we were out screwing around. That's honestly about as much as I've done as far as riding with anybody. Now, with that being said, him and I are going to be making a camping trip here at some point. We're going to be headed up, oh geez. We're going to be headed up, it's about 4 or 5 hours from here, taking back roads. We're going to roll up and camp out and all that and have some fun. What's going on, brother? Local cop, I know. I don't think this dude in front of him knows what he's doing. And now he's busted. And we're out of here. Alright, well, that was enough excitement for me. We're going to get out of here before the cop decides to come after us. Well, I mean, it's not like he doesn't know where to find me. He's been to my house. So if he wants to give me a ticket, he can just show up and write it. So with that, I'm going to call it a night. I'm going to go home and probably fix this mirror that's driving me crazy, because it just keeps going out of adjustment, or I can't get it adjusted properly. You guys take care, have a lovely evening, and we will see you next time.